Hey guys, Coach Bill Sandillo coming to you from Chandler, Arizona. In the next few minutes, I'm going to be your personal hitting coach, and I want to talk to you today about an experience we had this week. We got invited up to the Dirtbag Ranch because TEACHERMAN, Aaron Judge's hitting coach, was coming into town, and he was working with a select few guys, and one of my guys, Trevor Hauver, was up there working with him, and I got a chance to finally go meet Rich and kind of check out, how he goes about his business. And I got to tell you, there's a reason why, Aaron Judge is who he is. And obviously Rich is very, very relevant in what's going on in today's game. And I was very, very happy to meet him personally and let my guy go up there and take some swings with him. And he was very gracious to work out with Trevor on the side a little bit and kind of understand what we do in the Predator Lab down here in Chandler, and understand what kind of swing he has. And I got to tell you, I think TEACHERMAN was he was impressed with what we're doing, and our philosophies definitely cross over. There's a lot of similarities in what we do, I'm going to watch. I'm going to show you a couple of things he was doing on the tee. I'm going to show you some interactions he had with him, and then we can come back and talk about how that experience went. Okay, so in this video, we're going to watch Trevor Hauver go through some paces at the Dirtbag Ranch in Scottsdale. TEACHERMAN was in town. Dave Matranga, who's the agent of Trevor and Aaron Judge, kind of set this whole thing up with TEACHERMAN coming to town, working with a select few guys. And Trevor was one of those guys. So we were happy to go up there and meet Rich and have him put Trevor through the paces. So in this video, TEACHERMAN basically said, hey, I want to see how your swing is off the tee. Trevor starts with what we call a 3/4 open drill. And he basically isolated on that backside. I'll clear these. And then he's just basically working on his launch quickness to connection all the way through. The first drill he had, basically was connection extension, and now this is a continuation. Now Rich is kind of explaining, the snap process and how to get that tilt. We call that negative lean. He calls it tilt. You can call it tilt. It's the same thing. So when he releases from the backside, it's that tilt right there. So you're tilting that body, and because we're isolated, we're getting on plane early right here. And then it creates that. So that's kind of a high tee, by the way. So he's getting on plane at a high tee and getting through the zone. Let's look at one more swing. Good. Okay, so that was the intro. Rich saw him swing off the tee. We were doing connection extension, working the hand pivot point. Now we're going to talk about the hand pivot point, because I think it's so crucial to kind of teach this to young kids, because as the young hitters, and even when I played, we were taught to push our hands. The barrel doesn't create a snap when you push, and all we're trying to do is get on plane. With the ball coming down, it's hard to get on plane, and that's why people talked about hitting the bottom of the ball to create backspin, because that's all they knew. But honestly, you want to get on plane, so when that ball's coming down, you can kind of create that collision. But before that, we got to create this hand pivot point. So when I get into the slot, before I move my hands this way, we got to create that hand pivot point, which is going to create that tilt off that rear leg torsion, and it's going to create that snap and negative lean. So let's look at this video on the hand pivot point, and then we'll come back and talk more. Okay, in this next video, we were talking about pushing our hands or turning the barrel, and this is one of the drills that I really, really like. These are specialized bats that allows you to utilize the hand pivot point prior to driving your hands. One thing about players, when they drift their hands and they push their hands, they're pushing it, trying to get to connection, but if there's an off-speed pitch, they get fooled instantly. The barrel needs to start behind you, and I'll let Rich demonstrate as we go here. So let me wind through. So Rich is going to put that bat on his shoulder, and basically what he's going to do, we're going to work that hand pivot point, and this is what I think is a missing piece with a lot of players younger players who are taught the old style way of pushing. And this is why the barrel never catches up. And this is why we miss a lot of pitches, because we're just not getting on plane. The hand pivot point really, really emphasizes getting that barrel deep in the zone and getting on plane early. So as we watch Rich, we'll roll through. He's explaining the movement. And you can see the snap of the wrist without moving the hands. Now, you'll notice that Trevor in the background here, he's doing exactly what he used to do. He's pushing his hands. See, his hands are going forward. He's pushing his hands. But now he's recognizing that he has to not push his hands and work that barrel turn without forcing his hands to the hitting zone. I think this is really, really a really, really good drill for young players. And then Rich has another tool, which is, I have a similar tool that creates a little bit of snap, but now the ball is going to snap. Same concept. We're going to work the ball behind us. We're going to snap. And then from snap, tilt, everything works to this connection point. When you release that rear leg torsion and then swing, everything gets to that connection point on time. And, you know, it has good because of the adjustability with off-speed pitches. So I think the hand pivot point is really, really necessary when you're teaching the swing. Okay, so we talked about the hand pivot point. Rich demonstrated he's got a specialized tool. I have a tool similar to that as well. And I think that was the missing piece. And Trevor did very well with it. Obviously, we've been working at it for a while anyways, and he's done very well with it. And now we're going to progress from the tee work to front toss. And we're going to watch Trevor kind of get work into a low stride hold position, and then we'll work with a high leg kick, and then we'll watch how he's kind of creating a lot of power, a lot of whip in his backside, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Okay, so in the next video, we're going to work from a grounded position. We like to go from our tee work to this position here. So we're going to work from a grounded position. You can see we work him from a back knee position over that back foot, so he's balanced at start. He's in a preload with his hands. You can see it right there. So he's in a preload with his hands. Nice balancing position. His front foot is in a 45. I mean, this is a perfect balancing position. If you had to, guess on the weight distribution, we always call it 60-40. Let me clear these lines. So he's in a really good position. He doesn't have to do anything but launch the barrel. So from here, we're really, really keen on that hand pivot point that we talked about. Okay, he's going to create ground force. He's going to work that barrel off his shoulder, and he's going to create a nice swing plane to connection through. So as we roll through, all we're doing is connecting the dots with our movement. Let's look at one more swing. He's going to go low stride hold. Okay, he's going to get set. Now, if he's set, now again, everything kind of goes together. He doesn't have to think about all this stuff. The hand pivot point goes when he launches. He creates that ground force. His back knee is going to drive. All that stuff. I always talk to people and I go, hey, listen, you're always creating that momentum, that power behind you before you ever go forward. So as we roll through, another swing. Good. And I think the biggest thing, guys, that I tell my young kids is don't gear up when you're ready to launch. Right? Be nice and relaxed. Hits that one out front a little bit. That was just a timing issue. One more swing. Good. Good. That's how we progress from tee work to grounded low stride hold, and then we'll start leg kicking next. All right, guys. So from grounded, we work into now motion. I truly believe that if you're training correctly, you have to break down the swing into segments. And this is the next segment for us, is that we're adding motion, we're adding action into the swing, we're adding timing and rhythm. So basically what he's going to do is the next drill is what we call leg kick lag. So he's going to get into his leg kick where he's going to lag, he's going to pause. That's where the timing for me rests. So if you can sync up a pitcher, it's in that lag that the timing exists. Then getting your foot down on time and launching right at foot down is what most good hitters do. So let's watch this next video and then we'll come back and talk more. Okay, guys, so in this next video, we're going to work on leg kick with the lag. So we talk about the lag, and we talk about getting coiled up, max coil on that backside. And then, you'll see Aaron Judge when he leg kicks,
he kind of reaches. You know, they use the term he reaches his front side, reaches out with his front foot, and he coils from the backside. So if we watch Trevor kind of go through these, so now he's going to lift his leg, he's going to pause. That's where his coil takes over. So we talk about this, and everybody needs to do a better job. So that back hip pelvis is going to coil. He's going to still maintain structure right there. He's not going past that, right? In his tilt, so we talk about tilt, you know, what we do is corner hinge, we call it. When they can tilt, they create a good corner. So as he goes down, you can see that leg kick as it starts up. There's a pause when he gets there. Let me clear these lines. And then on the way down, right here, he applies that ground force. We call it syncing up. So he's going to sync up with his weight coming down this way, right? Staying on that backside as he kind of stretches that front foot out. As he gets the foot down, you can see the position he's going to be in. He's going to be in a good launch position there at foot down. Now, this is a really, really good launch position because almost simultaneously he's hitting that foot on the ground. He's launching. You can kind of see that what's going to happen here is that right at foot down, he's going to start launching the barrel. You're going to see that blur. The hands are starting to move. It's almost simultaneously. Watch this. Down, down, down. There it is. Look at that. Look at that backside. Now launch to connection. Right there. That's good timing. That's what we're trying to work on as we try to work with the leg kick. Let me look at one more swing here. And we're just trying to duplicate, and he's going through his head. There he's letting one go. And then you'll see right here. Now, if I stop it right here, now you can kind of see that he is really getting out front. Now he's getting off his ground force a little bit, and he's creating a longer swing. See how he gets out front? But he launches at the same time, which is really good, which is going to take him off his ground force. Okay? So if you get too far forward sometimes, you better hope it's a fastball, because if it's anything off speed, you're going to get burnt. But in this case, because it's front toss, he got out a little bit too far, didn't stay back enough, created a good whip, good connection. And again, these are just details. We're working on trying to perfect the little things, and this is just one part of it.
Okay, guys, so in this video, we're going to watch Trevor just kind of go through the full swing. He's going to put it all together. We call it one motion. Not thinking about anything, but just kind of letting everything just kind of connect and work through. And then we'll look at one more video in the lab of him hitting the other night, and that'll be it. Okay? So go ahead and watch this video, and we'll come back.
Okay, so in this video, and then we'll look at one more, is Trevor is doing front toss again. So now he's just trying to put it all together. He's trying to really, really lag. He's going to work on his whip. You're going to see how much whip he's kind of picked up by, as long as he stays back and works on creating ground force, great barrel turn, stays max coiled, gets into his lag, and then creates that snap with a good tilt. And he has a good negative lean as he kind of sits back. He really, really drives the ball. So let's look at this video, and we'll watch him take a few swings. That's good launch, good snap. Look at another swing. Gets into his lag. It's good. Let's look at one more. That ball's crushed, and he's well balanced. Let's look at that in real time. So we'll look at this swing again in real time so you can kind of hear it and see it. Boom. That was great. I mean, what you saw there is real time. He got into his lag. He hovered really, really good, created ground force, got down. Great snap.
All right, guys, in this last video, we're going to watch Trevor the other night in the hitting lab, just basically duplicating what we worked on and what we do work on in our sessions. So we want to work on leg kick, lag, and we want to put it all together for timing. And basically, we just want to perfect our movements, so when we get into the game, we know exactly what to do and how to do it after we sync up with the pitcher, and then get in there and just let our performance and what we've been working on kind of shine through. And Trevor does a really good job at this, and he's really, really getting good at what he does, and that's his swing. He really understands everything about how to break it down and where there's an issue. And again, part of this, guys, is that when you get into a slump, because you break down your swing so well, you kind of know where the issues are in your swing by just looking at video. So let's look at this last video of Trevor in the lab, and then we'll come back for final comments. Okay? Thanks.
Okay, guys, so after our time with TEACHERMAN and we wanted to get back in the lab and kind of work on some things. And so I'm going to roll through, show you a couple swings with Trevor. Again, working on good leg kick. We're working on his leg kick lag. You can kind of see he has a good hover. He doesn't really overextend that leg up. Stays well balanced on his backside. As he comes down, you can see that's how he reaches. He reaches that leg out. Let me clear these lines. Max coil on that backside. Hands are in a great hitting position. Okay, and again, once he gets the foot down, you can kind of see how he launches the barrel. So once he gets the foot down, that hand pivot point kind of takes over, that ground force takes over, the barrel goes, clear these lines, and then he kind of launches. You can kind of see, the one thing we see on those middle up pitches is that a lot of guys don't talk about is that lead elbow goes, but that shoulder goes up too, while he's staying back on that backside. We call that the tilt or negative lean. Let me clear these lines. Right there, you can't see this ball. I'll document it for you so you know. So this was a high pitch. And again, when I say high pitch, I mean that's at his waist, but that's a high pitch. You can kind of see right here his connection point. Look at that rotation in that whip. That ball literally was at a 38-degree launch angle off the bat. And again, it's not important. What's important is getting on plane early, which he does. Let me clear these lines. Good, solid finish. Look at him on that backside. Good tilt. Let's look at one more swing. Again, working on lag. Go. Wow. That pitch right there is middle out. Watch his deep barrel turn. Look at that lead elbow come up. Shoulder comes up. That tilt. So he takes his body back. Let me clear that line for a second. When he gets in a good tilt, we call it a good snapback or tilt or negative lean, whatever you want to call it. You can see this ball is right here. You can see the blur. That's middle away. So his connection point is back here. He takes it deep in the hitting zone, drives through it. That's a great solid finish right there.
Okay, guys, so let me give you my final comments. We had a great session with TEACHERMAN. He works with a lot of guys. Our session was very short, but it was really good to meet Rich and kind of go through his philosophy and see that our philosophies kind of mash up and cross over. We do a lot. We talk about breaking down the swing probably a little bit more, but you know something? He's so relevant in today's game. He's so spot on with what he does. And the great equalizer is video analysis doesn't lie. When you can document your swings with video and back it up with video, then to me that's the equalizer. That's a separator as well. So anybody that wants to argue online about what somebody's doing because they just want to be a hater or whatever it is, we got documented proof through video that our successes are working. I think Aaron Judge has 390 million reasons why his philosophy and TEACHERMAN's work is relevant. $40 million a year over the next 9 years is the reason why it works. So overall thoughts with TEACHERMAN was outstanding. The guy knows his stuff. He's a professional, and I think more people ought to get on this philosophy, because if more people on the pro side can adapt to some of this philosophy, and like I said, not everybody fits into a certain mold, but I think there's certain things that all great hitters do, and we need to address that. So I think it's very relevant in today's game, and I think our session was very good. I think my boy Trevor Hauver is on the right track. We're going to continue to work with him in the Predator USA lab in Chandler, Arizona, at the Cages hitting facility in Chandler. They do great work. The owner does great stuff down there for us. Allows us to train there, do our lab stuff there, and like I said, guys, if you like and what you see in these videos, like and subscribe, and I'll put more videos up there of guys, and we can show our hitting techniques and what we're doing. But we're there every single week, and yeah, I mean, guys, this is what's happening in professional baseball as we speak, and I think you have to adapt or you die. And so everybody that's online can have an opinion. That's the greatest thing about, you know, what we do. But video doesn't lie. So we can show you on the video what really, really good swings look like from the high echelon guys. Then, you know, why wouldn't you want to try to copy that and be better as hitters? So otherwise, have a great rest of the week. Do the best you can. You know, work, grind every single day on your craft. And just remember, there's no ceiling. There's nobody in front of you but you and your own ability to get it done. So have a great weekend, a great week, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Well, let me tell you, I love haters, to be honest with you. I show them nothing but love, and they're the gasoline to the fire, to be honest with you. If you're not getting hated on, you ain't doing shit right.